Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, also known as TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the smart device application Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting that we may gather throughout the show as well, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am A.O. Xander, and I will be joined by the great Scott. Eventually, he is currently making ramen. Chicken flavor. So, today is Freya's Day, also known as Friday, August 26, 2022. Now, before we start off, I want to bring up something. One of my friends, Queen specifically, brought up the fact that yesterday was the death date of Genghis Khan. Well, upon that, I looked, and yes, you can see right here, died August 25th, 1227, Xinjiang Prefecture. Today's the 26th, so that was yesterday. This is a screenshot of the source, August 25th. They don't have it. They don't even mention it. He's not highlighted, he's not even listed, And then, I don't have a screenshot for this, but the main body doesn't talk about it either. The events. You can see, there's death, birthdays, events, right here. You go there, it's not even there. So, they just wiped him from history, as far as, his death day. So, we're seeing live the powers that be change history without us even noticing. Well, with the help of somebody else, I noticed. So, there's 2 people noticed. I've notified more people. And so, yeah. So, just anything historical, hold it. Because that's probably going to be contraband soon. Anyway, moving up into the actual stories. 1071, the Battle of Manzikert. Seljuk Turks, led by Sultan Alp Arslan, defeated and captured Byzantine Emperor Romanos IV Diogenes. Well, that's not good. Then 1346, Battle of Crécy, south of Calais in northern France. Edward III's English longbows defeated Philip VI's army. Cannons were used for the first time in battle. Ooh. So, period? Because, I'm pretty sure China had cannons and everything. When did China first use cannons? 12th and 13th centuries. So when was the 12th century? I don't know. 1100. When is this? 1346. So this must be European at least. So first use of cannons in Europe. So I don't know. I don't know what I don't think Chinese cannons look like what they had in Mulan. Those were more like missile launchers. But, yeah. I don't know how else you can develop a cannon. A cannon is a cannon. So, anyway, 1498, Michelangelo was commissioned to carve the Piete sculpture by French Cardinal Jean de Bilharès. Cool. So that's what he looked like. 1634, battle at Norlington, Bavarian. Holy Roman Emperor Ferdinand II and Spanish forces defeated a force of Swedish and German Protestants. This is a good old pencil head. His head looks like a pencil, like his chin is a lead, his head is a shaven wood, and his hair is like, the painted wood. So, 1682, English astronomer Edmund Halley first observed the comet named after him. Oh, Halley's Comet! Yeah, so cool. 1691, Charles Perrault's poem, The Marquise of Saluces, or The Patience of Griselidis, read aloud at the French Academy, later attached to his Tales of Mother Goose, 1697. So wow, so that was a 6-year period right there. 1846, Felix Mendelssohn's Horatio Elijah premiered at the Birmingham Festival in England. 1873, first free kindergarten in the U.S. started by Susan Blow in Carondelet, a suburb of St. Louis, Missouri. Oh wow! So the first, well, nothing is free. So I guess that's like a state-sponsored kindergarten? I'm not sure. Welcome to the show, 1.21 gigawatts. Ah, great Scott!
Great Scott!
Yes, you are. You are a great Scott.
Thanks for the welcome. Glad to be here.
Glad you're here.
Heck yeah. Alright, how
so
many you got through?
We're in 1907 now, but to give you a couple highlights of what you had missed, the first use of cannons in Europe, at least to my assumption, in 1346 was this day, or this date. So, the first use of cannons in battle, in Europe, so that's pretty cool.
Wow, they're that old, huh?
Yeah, well, actually, China invented the cannons, like, about 200 years before that. So, because, like it says here, cannons used for first time in battle. It doesn't say in Europe, but I looked it up, and between the 12th and 13th centuries in China was when, the cannon first came out.
I'm curious as to what those cannons were made of. Were they, like, blacksmith or forged metal, or how were they made?
Actually, I know the answer to this question. Bell makers. People who make bells for churches and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They were the first cannon makers because it was the same type of thing, just long and narrow,
True.
Yeah.
And I guess, bells they kind of make out of bronze, and I don't think they made cannons out of bronze, which is basically copper and zinc, I think, or something.
I think
brass
maybe the
is
first
copper.
ones were, but...
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But, like...
that's interesting.
But Europe started using iron and steel and such, so I think that's when, they made iron cannons and whatnot. Steel cannons. So.
Yeah, and I wonder how they figured out that they could pack a cannonball and shoot it. Like, who actually, figured that out?
Well, I mean, you put enough... it's basic physics. I'm not sure, how back this concept goes, but, you pack enough material behind something within an enclosed space to launch it out... then it's just a matter of, what you use, and how much of it you use, to lob as far.
I wonder if they found out. I wonder if they found out by accident, like something just exploded one day, and they're like, "Hey, wait, maybe we can contain that and actually."
Well, gunpowder was discovered by accident through alchemy, so in China.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they initially invented it. They didn't knowingly invent it. It was an accident. Like very much like much other like the slinky was supposed to be like a spring for a battleship or something, and it turned out to be the slinky. Like.
Yeah, and isn't it like well, this isn't by accident, but isn't like WD-40, which stands for water displacement 40? I thought that was like a spaceship type of a thing they used on
I'm not sure.
Shuttles or something.
I'm not sure, but it's called WD-40 because that was the 40th time, they tested a new mixture or anything. So it was like they failed 39 times and then 40, and then now we got, WD-40. So.
But yeah, going back to the gunpowder and the cannons, that is a cool topic and a cool thing to learn about. And that's 1346. That's a long time ago. I didn't even realize that they were doing stuff like that long ago. So.
Well, I mean, like, the whole thing about, like, Mary Queen of Scots and all that stuff, like, and that was back in the 1500s. They had guns back then. Like, so, like,
I guess that was probably like, I mean, it couldn't be much different than like a blunderbuss or something like that, because those were like the early forms of guns with, flintlocks stuff. Those were like 1800s.
Yeah. So, which is, it's astonishing. By the time of, America, guns were actually like a multi-hundred-year-old technology. They were using the same thing. Nowadays, we have all this space age, AR-15, AK-47, like the Gatling gun, stuff like that,
High caliber rifles. Yeah, they're made very well. And,
yeah. But yeah, like another thing here. Well, we'll get back to it, at the end of it. Like, let's just continue on. Where were we? 1907. So, you take it.
Okay. As I scroll down, so, Henry Houdini escapes from chains underwater in 57 seconds at Aquatic Park in San Francisco, California. Huh.
Ah, cool.
Henry Houdini. Wow. He's a good story, but...
That wasn't his actual name. His real name was Eric Wise. Yeah.
Stage names.
Yep.
Didn't he not... He didn't survive... Like, didn't he pass away from doing a stunt?
Well, he was like known for being able to take, a punch to the gut. But because he had the ability, go ahead, punch me, and he prepares his midsection to get punched,
Right.
Well, somebody just randomly came up and just sucker punched him right there, and it ruptured his kidney, and he died 3 days later.
Yep, that's pretty unfortunate if you ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, you got a baseball one here.
Yeah, it's a little older one, but 1912, Major League Baseball pitcher Walter Johnson's 16-game winning streak ends.
Aww.
Wonder who it ended to, but must have been a decent team.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Yeah, that's the only era of baseball I don't know a whole lot about, the really early era of baseball.
Yeah.
Because that's like basically before Babe Ruth and stuff. That's a real long time ago.
Let's see here. August 26, 1912 baseball game. Let's see here. We have the Dodgers, Cubs, Giants, Reds, Braves, Padres, Tigers, Royals, Guardians, Yankees. Do you know what team this guy was on? Walter Johnson?
Well, he's got a W on the hat. If that matches any of those teams you mentioned, but
let's see here. It's not telling me. Wow. Well, Washington Senators legendary pitcher Walter Johnson. So Washington Senators.
There you go.
So let's see here. See more. August 26th, right? Yeah. The Senators are not on here. Huh. Walter Johnson, 1912. Let's see here. Walter Johnson, 1912. Team. What team was he in?
I mean, think about this. This is before the Titanic sank.
Is it?
Well, 1912. How old do you think?
It was 1912, April 14th through the 15th, so it already happened.
Oh,
a couple months ago. Yeah. Well,
so
I'm not
it was
gonna.
The same year.
Sorry.
It was the same year then.
Yes, it was.
Huh. That gives you some context just for how long ago that really was, but.
Yeah. Well, my great grandmother was born in 1912.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this guy Walter Johnson was probably born in the 1800s then.
Walter Johnson.
Obviously.
Let's see here. Born in 1887. Well, yeah. I mean, he's not going to be 12 years old, in the MLB.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. 1914.
Yeah. Hard records to find. Battle of Tannenberg begins World War I. The 8th German Army defeats Russian Sekner.
Ah. Yeah, the Battle of Tannenberg during the First World War. Yep. Moving on up into 1930, Chicago Cubs Hack Wilson hit his 44th home run, breaking Chuck Klein's National League record. Dang.
Also stuff I didn't know, so that's pretty cool. Hack Wilson, he was a hack, I guess.
Huh. Oh. I don't know, 44th home run, that doesn't seem very hackish to me.
Nope.
Or maybe he's not a hack isn't bad. Maybe his hack isn't a hacker. He's hacking he's hacking the game, and
Yeah, by today's standards or today's terms, that would work.
Yeah.
They had some funny names back then.
Yeah. 1937, General Franco's nationalist troops conquered Santander during the Spanish Civil War. Yep. that guy.
More dictators.
Yep. And in 1944, Charles de Gaulle marched along the Champs-Élysées despite coming under fire. What? Who was shooting at it? Were there like still pockets of Germans in there? Maybe like.
Probably, since that was 1944. I think we talked about this guy yesterday.
Yeah, but like but this is the second take. So like, is he just like patrolling the center of Paris?
Yeah,
like,
isn't this is the guy who marched down that road, right?
Yeah, this is the same guy we talked about yesterday.
Right. I forgot what road that was. But...
Yeah, it's the same road, Champs-Élysées. Huh.
Oh, and they didn't tell you. So I guess he didn't come under fire until today.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. That would have sucked if he got hit, though. Like, dang. Because that guy... Because he went on to, like, continue to lead, France for, like, another decade or something, and he did a lot of good shit,
Absolutely.
1951? Oh, this is your turn, actually.
Alright, 1951. Film An American in Paris with music by George Gershwin, directed by Vincente Minnelli, starring Gene Kelly and Leslie Caron, premieres in London Academy Awards Best Picture of 1952.
Nice.
Gene Kelly's awesome. I like Gene Kelly.
Yeah. Gene Kelly.
Yeah, these movies are sort of underrated, man. I got into watching the black and white films and stuff. They're pretty good.
Well, you get an interesting one here about a little car.
Ooh, here we go. 1959, British Motor Corporation, or probably maybe BMC, introduces the Morris Mini Minor, designed by Alec Isagonis. It was only 10 feet long, but seated 4 passengers. Kind of looks like a Mini Cooper, so it's the Mini Minor, I guess. It's related to the Mini Cooper.
It's essentially just like an engine and 4 seats. Notice how there's no trunk. So, don't go on a camping trip with it,
Yep, probably very small engine, of course. Just look at those tires. There's like ATV tires bigger than that nowadays.
It's a little putt-putt. Like,
yeah.
Ooh, Lyndon B. Johnson.
Probably doesn't even get up to highway speed nowadays.
Yeah,
so
take it on the Autobahn. Get thrown over a fence by a semi.
1964, Lyndon B. Johnson nominated at Democratic Convention in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Cool.
So didn't he take over after some? That was after Kennedy, right?
Yeah, I believe so. No, wasn't Johnson after Nixon?
Oh right, yeah. Okay.
What was it?
I don't know now. I know he took over for somebody.
Johnson presidency. Let's see here. Lyndon B. Johnson, elected as vice president of John F. Kennedy's running mate.
See, I thought.
Yeah, you're right.
Kennedy.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Yeah. You're right. You have another one here.
All right. 1967, Beatles, Mick Jagger, and Marianne Faithfull, meets Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, that guy again with the transcendental yoga thing.
Meditation, yeah.
Meditation, yeah. Mm-hmm. I wonder if that's a real name, Faithful, like Faithful with 2 L's.
Well, I mean, like, what's his face renamed himself to Meta World Peace. Remember that?
True.
So.
Yeah.
And I actually have met people named like Meadow and Sky and Daffodil, and like it's like, why are you named after plants? Like, oh, we're part of nature. It's like, okay.
Like my friend named his kid like Asher. That's a different name.
Actually, remember Dexter's Lab? Mandark. His actual name was like Meadow or whatever. What was it? It was like something weird.
Oh my gosh, Mandark and his laugh. Ha 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 ha.
Dexter's Lab.
His laugh.
Mandark. Let's see. What was his actual name? Susan. Yeah.
Oh.
His actual name was Susan Astronominov. Wow, I didn't think it was a girl's name. I thought it was like Meadow or something, but that's, Yeah. Anyway, 1971, Bobby Orr, speaking of weird last names, Orr, signed a 5-year contract with the Boston Bruins worth $1 million. The first $1 million contract in NHL history. Wow. Look at that.
Yeah, that's a good contract for him back then.
That's an Alice article right there.
Yeah.
Her and her hockey.
What is it like? Isn't inflation? I heard it's like 10 cents on the dollar, so that's probably like good, like 5, 10 million or something back then. I don't know, probably not that much, but
1971, 1 million is okay. Hold on a second. Here we go. 1 million. It's now $7,315,456.79.
Wow, that's a pretty big difference. Holy moly.
Yeah, it is. But that's close, 10 cents on the dollar, so that's 10%. So, that would make it from 1 to 10 million, so you're almost there. 7.3, so almost, 3/4 of the way. Anyway, 1972, we have Leo Durocher. He replaced Harry Walker as manager of the Houston Astros. Huh.
He's got some ears.
Yeah, why is he wearing a Los Angeles hat, though?
Yeah, he's Houston. I don't know. That must be an old pic. It's like black and white, so.
Yeah. In 1981, Voyager 2 took photos of Saturn's moon Titan.
Oh, you remember Leo Durocher? He's the guy who had the allergic reaction to penicillin.
Oh, yeah.
It's that guy.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Huh.
Wow, good pull. You really do remember things.
Appreciate it. Anyway, 1981, Voyager 2 takes photos of Saturn's moon Titan.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and this was yesterday. This is when they got between like 63,000 miles of Saturn, right?
Like it launched like a couple days ago, like 2-3 some odd days ago, or well maybe at least date wise, maybe it's been floating through because it takes like 4 days or so to get to the moon, and they're going all the way to Saturn, so that has to take like weeks or months or something. I don't know.
Like without any obstructions, it would take that amount of time.
Yeah, and plus it's not like they're burning fuel the entire time. They're just going through momentum.
True.
Yeah. What happened in '85?
I was thinking, well, that's good that I keep up with the show because then I can remember things. I don't
Exactly.
know, but yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We add more talking points and go down more rabbit holes.
Right. That's great. All right, so 1985, Baltimore Oriole. Eddie Murray knocks in 9 RBIs in a game versus California Angels. Yeah, he was a good hitter.
Runnings, battings, ins. Right?
Yeah. It's runs batted in. Yep.
And my dad keeps talking to me about the cycle, and that's like a 1, 2, 3 something.
Yeah, it's a single, a double, a triple, and a home run all in one game.
Yeah, that one.
Pretty cool feat. Yeah, I've seen that a couple times on TV, and it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. We have another 85 here.
Good. 1985 again. French government denies knowledge of bombing of the Greenpeace flagship, the Rainbow Warrior in Auckland, New Zealand. They actually painted that rainbow, too. They painted that rainbow, too.
Yeah, well, what happened was, they were protesting, military activity or something, involving nuclear weapons or whatever, and they got too close to something, and something went off, and it sank the ship, and some people, some of the protesters died, and it started this whole international incident, there's the French government, and this is, New Zealand, so, this is, halfway across the whole world. So.
That picture of the Rainbow Warrior, I'm pretty sure that refers to the ship being heavy listing. That would be a listing ship right there.
What?
List means tipping over.
Oh well, yeah, it's in the process of sinking. It is not doing well right now at all.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's just like ship terms. I heard them. That's what they call it, a
Yeah.
list.
Well, a list is, when you're leaning. That's a full-on, borderline. Well, that's, submerged. Like, you could tell that the keel, the back, I think, or maybe the keel's the front. I don't know. The stern um, is like definitely like underwater or something. You can tell by the angle, and the ship did sink. So anyway,
So sorry, go on.
1987, Paul Motor went 0 for 4, ending hitting streak at 39 consecutive games.
Yeah, this guy was such a good hitter. That must have been pretty big. Yeah, I know they got him out that game. 39 games in a row. That's good.
Yeah, that's a good record.
Yeah, like I said in the past thing, Paul Molitor has over 3,000 hits in his career. He was a great hitter, so.
1990, Bo Jackson hit 4th of 4 consecutive home runs. Nice.
Wow, is that one game?
I think so.
And we know Bo Jackson because he's a football player too. He did both.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Like it says in the picture there.
Yeah. But. Running back and baseball athlete. Wow, that's pretty cool. Being in 2 sports.
Oh yeah, he was just like ahead of his time. Like he was so popular back in the day, Bo Jackson. Oh yeah, he played on the Royals at first, I think. Yeah, and they have this thing where he would make a great catch in the outfield, and he would like scale the wall as he was running. So like he would run, he'd booking it to catch a ball, and then he'd just like wall walk, like run on the walls. He used to do some cool thing like that.
That reminds me of like a scene from Hot Shots Part 2, I think, like the cop movie with Leslie Nielsen, like the funny cop movie, and like at one point they were at a baseball game or something, and they were like reviewing like blooper highlights, and this one guy like was running, and he jumped to catch the ball, and he like hit the wall, and his head just like popped off.
Oh, that makes me think of another thing. Well, it's a separate incident in another game, but Jose Canseco was going to catch a ball in the outfield, and the ball hit him in the head and went over the fence for a home run. It's hilarious.
Man!
Yeah, hilarious thing to watch. It was funny.
He got Mario'd.
Yeah. And he's like looking all over for the ball. He can't find it. Oh well, it's gone. It's over the fence. It's a home run.
Shit, that sucks. Man.
Yep.
Anyway, 1993, Ernest Shoakan was appointed interim president of Nigeria by General Ibrahim Babangida. Cool. And now it's your turn, and you start off with cricket.
And it does have the oval.
The oval!
1995, Brian Lara completes his 7th Test cricket century, scoring 179 at the Oval, London.
The Oval! Ooh, 7th Heaven.
Decent show, yeah. 1996, 7th Heaven, starring Jessica Biel, debuts on the WB.
Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers, right.
That reminds me of that shirt. If you see the police, warn a brother,
Yeah. Okay. Oh, we gotta. I don't know if you want to do this one. This is
It's your turn.
More down. All right. So, 1996, U.S. President Bill Clinton signs welfare reform into law, representing major shift in welfare policy.
Blech. I don't like that. Welfare. God, what a way to destroy an entire country. Making people rely on the government.
And when I read that, it made me think of what was just going on recently. I don't know if we want to take on it, but I don't have to say how. But the whole bill about, student loan debt. I don't know. That's a new thing, isn't it? I feel like that's a whole new thing that's in the play, right?
Yeah, I was seeing that in my YouTube feed earlier. What's his face? Tim Pool has a clip about it. I should probably go watch it because apparently all the Democrats are livid about it. So it's like, okay, what's going on? If the liberals are mad at their own at their own leader, then something's going on. They're eating each other.
Right.
Anyway, moving on up into 2004, a U.S. 1, 2, 3 in the 200-meter medals at the Athens Olympics. Sean Crawford gold in 19.79, ahead of Bernard Williams and Justin Gatlin. Okay. So, I don't know what 1, 2, 3 means and all that stuff. ABC, you know.
Before Usain Bolt.
Yes.
Well, basically, you know, these are the guys who came before him. Just,
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that 1, 2, 3 one actually.
Yeah. Also in 2004, Lindsay Trapley and Abby Wambach scored at the U.S. beat Brazil 2-1, maintaining an undefeated record to win the women's football gold medal at the Athens Olympics.
Yeah, Abby Wambach. Yeah, I know of her for other reasons, but yeah, she was a good player.
Yeah. And in 2005, U.S. Postal Service christened at a Los Angeles facility as the Ray Charles Station. Okay, so they named one.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Like, actually, that's kind of you know.
Is he from Los Angeles, Ray Charles?
I don't know, but like if you think about it, he's blind. Why are they using his name as a representative for, you know, things that you read? Like,
I guess
it's the postal
Braille,
service.
I mean,
you send letters. You read. I guess you can send letters in Braille. You know.
Well, not that I've known or seen, but yeah.
I mean, like, you know, you'd think, like, you know, going through the processing, you know, the bumps would get messed up and everything, and you just like get like a whole bunch of gibberish. Like, what is this? You know.
That is true.
So I wonder, like, can you send? I'm going to look this up here. Can you send Braille through the mail? An eligible person may mail the following free postage: unsealed letters contain no average letters, must be printed in raised characters, Braille, in 14. Okay, but do blind people? Letters sent by blind or other physically handicapped persons must be in Braille in 14-point or larger type, or in the form of sound recordings, domestic only. So there is a system. Blind mailing. Okay, that's something else. It looks like email. It looks like computer stuff, which
yeah,
you can. Well, I guess you can send audio stuff, you know, through the computer, but you cannot send Braille through the computer. You know. I don't know.
True.
Anyway, what happened 1 year after that?
2006, David Gilmour performs with his band in the Polish Baltic Philharmonic Orchestra before a crowd of 50,000 at Gdansk Shipyard, Poland.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think that's how you say that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, like a shipyard. Like, I mean, I guess that would work. You know, it's a strange place to hold a venue. You know, an industrial center, but okay.
It is.
Yeah. You have another one here. Here we go with Lydia Ko.
Yeah, 2012, 15-year-old New Zealand golfer Lydia Ko becomes the youngest Ladies Professional Golf Association Tour event winner and the first amateur winner since 1969 by winning the Canadian Women's Open by 3 strokes from the Indy Park. Imagine being 15 and being that good.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
And I've already forgot what LPGA stands for. Like, something, wow. I can't even think. You said it. You said the whole thing. And I've already forgotten.
I think it was the Lady Professional Golf Association. I could be wrong.
That makes sense. Ladies Professional Golf Association. Let's just see that.
I don't even know if they would call it. Why would they call it like W, like Women's Professional Golf? I don't know. That doesn't make sense. But
I don't know, but you're right. Ladies Professional Golf Association.
Oh, okay, all right. Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why don't they do the PGA? It'd be like the Gentleman's PGA or something. So ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, the GPGA.
I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway, oh wow. So speaking of Tim Horton the other day, you get another one here.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah, 2014. Burger King agrees to purchase Canadian donut chain Tim Hortons for $11.4 billion. Damn.
2 years later, 2016, San Francisco 49ers Colin Kaepernick, oh God, this guy, oh, here we go, kneels in protest during the U.S. national anthem at San Diego's Qualcomm Stadium while playing against the San Diego Chargers, objecting to racial injustice and police brutality in the U.S. So, yeah, this is when it started. Colin Kaepernick, you airheaded imbecile, you know?
Yeah.
Wow. It's just, he didn't even know how good he had it, and he throws it all away because, no, politics. It's like, dude, you're just a gladiator. You know, you're just a clown dancing in a circus. You're here to entertain, you know?
Influencers have not really worked out too well.
Yeah, you know, they're too big for their britches. They think they have powers that they actually don't, you know?
Right.
And that stems from, you know, a systematic problem in our culture involving deifying, you know, celebrities. Like, who the hell...
There was a basketball player who did a similar thing in the 90s, and he was blackballed by the NBA, and he was a great player. He was like Steph Curry before Steph Curry. His name was Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. Although also he used to be known as Chris Jackson, but he turned, what is that, Muslim or something?
Yeah.
Don't quote me. So yeah, he
Muslim.
So he did that, and then from his beliefs, he didn't want to get up for the national anthem, I think, and it didn't work out for him. It hasn't worked out for people that in sports that do that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, like, it is a line, like, you know, people should be allowed to express their beliefs and such, but at the same time, you know, when you're in, like, you know, a place of high influence, you know, a place of high, you know, viewing, like, you know, sports, you know, movies, you know, anything of that nature, when you're in, you know, entertainment, one form or the other, you have to carry yourself with a certain decorum, you know, so... And maybe, you know, if your personality clashes that much with, you know, that profession, then you either have to change yourself or change your profession. So. Yep. Anyway, I think it's your turn now.
2018, Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano, former U.S. Vatican ambassador, claims Pope Francis knew of and ignored sex abuse allegations against Cardinal Theodore McCarrick.
Dang.
Sounds great.
Wow. And Pope Francis is the one, the current one, right? Because John Paul II died, then we have Benedictus, and then now we have this guy.
Yep, I don't know why that stuff always happens behind closed doors related to, you know, Pope or, you know, pastor or something. It's so weird.
Well, I mean, like, you know, it's for the same, you know, same general thing as, like, with you know, prisons and whatnot, you know, you're forced into a life of, you know, celibacy or something, like, you know, because you're in a, you know, a position, and, you know, at the end of the day, people are people, you know, they got to have their needs met, and what's the easiest thing on hand, you know, that they have access to? It's disgusting, but, you know, look at prisons. It's the same nature, you know. Like,
yep.
You know, you have a bunch of, you know, men locked together. What are they going to do? You know?
Yeah, I don't even want to think about it, actually.
Yeah. But
like,
that's just human nature, dude. You know, that's just who we are at our core, all of us. So,
yeah.
To some point or another, you know. Anyway, why don't we move on? Another 2018 here.
Logan Paul, eh? Well, boxing match between YouTubers. I don't know who KSI, but KSI and Logan Paul ends in a draw in Manchester, England.
Oh, what a surprise. Sounds like Paul just started hugging him again, like what he did with Mayweather? He boxed Floyd Mayweather, right? The Money? Is that his nickname?
Yep.
Yeah.
Money Mayweather, yep.
Yeah. We have another 2018. Wow, we're stuck in 2018 for a minute here.
I guess a lot happened.
Yeah.
So also 2018, Danny Boyle pulls out of directing the next James Bond film due to creative differences, so they couldn't agree.
Ah. Why don't you close out 2018, just to finish it up?
Emerson Mnangagwa is sworn in as president of Zimbabwe.
Nice. Yo, I have a hat with, the color scheme of his scarf right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that looked familiar.
Yeah. Finally moving out of 2018, going up into 2019, Indonesian President Joko Widodo proposed moving the country's sinking and overcrowded capital from Jakarta to the island of Borneo, Kalimantan. Okay, so you're worried about your capital sinking and you're going to move it to an island? Are you insane? Dude, why? That's going to get worse. Anyway.
Yeah, then they'll be stuck on that island.
Yeah. Then we'll just have to move again, because if they're overcrowded, they can actually weigh the island down and could actually probably start, sinking it. I mean, that's what's going on with Venice, It's
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. There's so many people and so much stuff on there, it's actually sinking the islands.
Imagine if that's what happened.
What?
I said, imagine if that's what happened to Atlantis.
Atlantic City, yeah. Actually, they talked about that in Futurama, remember? They just, lifted Atlantic City and, moved it somewhere else and it sunk. Anyway, 365 days later, 2020, Milwaukee Bucks forfeited their NBA playoff game after the shooting of Jacob Blake, leading to the NBA postponing more games. Wow. Oh, he'll be back. Welcome back.
I was doing another example before we moved on. If you could hear me.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, so I was just so.
That's why I came back. Okay, I when you said Atlantic City, that was another example. I actually said Atlantis.
Oh, Atlantis. Yes.
Yeah. That's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's imagine that if they just sank because their population grew so much or something. They just sank.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's
Yep.
I mean, it really depends on how hard or soft the ground is. Where you are on a tectonic plate. If you're in the middle, you'll be okay. But if you're closer to a fault line, then you might have some problems.
Oh yeah.
So I just can't wait till California just sinks into the ocean. Give Las Vegas some beachfront property, then you will have some glorious casinos. What they got now is nothing. Can you imagine Vegas with some beachfront? Actual beachfront? That'd be amazing.
Yeah, that would be. You got the bright lights, and then you got the beach.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
It'd be basically like Los Angeles, but worse. Somehow. Throw gambling and prostitution into the ring. Oh my god. Well, prostitution's already here, but not on the street advertised, as much,
I guess you just know the areas where they congregate.
Yeah. Anyway, did you hear when I talked about this guy got shot?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'll reread this. 2020 Milwaukee Bucks forfeited their NBA playoff game after the shooting of Jacob Blake, leading to the NBA postponing more games.
I don't think I even heard of that.
Dang.
Huh.
And then this last article here, in 2021, just last year, 2 bomb blasts at Kabul airport in Afghanistan killed at least 60 people, including 12 U.S. soldiers, and amid international efforts to evacuate citizens out of the country. So yeah, this was when Biden was doing his thing.
Kabul is in the thick of it. Yeah.
Yep. We all remember that. Anyway, before we move on to births and deaths, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most? We've already talked about the canons and stuff earlier and, went down that rabbit hole. But, another thing that happened before you joined in earlier was 1682, English astronomer Edmund Halley first observed the comet named after him, Halley's Comet.
Oh, wow. Isn't that the one that comes, what is it, every 7 years? Or 70 years? What was it?
72 years or something like that.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Twice in a lifetime if you're lucky, which I might be, because I saw it actually when I was out in Mexico, back when I was 10, 11 years old, something like that. So if I'm 80, 90 some odd years old, I might be able to see it again. That's pretty incredible, you know? Something that's going across the
definitely.
entire solar system and coming back, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, like, you know, what about you? Like, what articles, you know, grabbed your attention?
Well, let's see. I guess. Well, we didn't really talk too much about the Battle of Tannenberg for World War One. It's when German army defeats the Russian Second Army.
Oh, yeah.
Only reason I bring that up is because we talked to a lot about some of the other stuff, and I guess we can mention Harry Houdini.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Um, Other than that, we had a lot of sports ones in this one. And just, like normal ones like, somebody was appointed. Oh, okay.
Political
this one
positions.
I'll say. I guess.
Well, there's this one
positions.
here.
And then we got.
There's this one here in 1873. The first free kindergarten in the U.S. started by Susan Blow, and wow, what a name, Blow. But yeah, the first free kindergarten, which it's nothing in life is free. So like that has to be like government sponsored or something somehow. Like they need money somewhere.
Yeah, and this was like there's a lot of 2018 ones, and I would say the most significant 2018 one would be the Pope Francis abuse allegation ones, which was probably very ongoing and extensive.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let's do the split here, and we'll get into births and deaths. So, hello and welcome to part 2. We are going to be moving up into births and deaths. Why don't you start us off here, sir, in 1540?
Alrighty. 1540. King Magnus of Livonia died in 1583.
Alright.
So, yeah.
Ooh, you have a good one here.
1676. Robert Walpole, English politician, first British Prime Minister. His wig was from 1721 to 1742, and he was born in Houghton or Houghton. Is it a Houghton?
Houghton? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like something. So
do your
Houghton,
best. I believe in you.
Houghton, well, yeah, Norfolk, England. Died in 1745.
Yeah, the Whig was actually a political party, the Whig Party.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's funny. His Whig was born in 1721 and died in 1742. Like the Whig in this picture. His Whig is alive. It's a creature.
Yeah, the Whigs were power back then. Yeah, I think that's maybe why judges still do it.
Yeah. In 1845, Mary Ann Nichols was born on this date. She was an English prostitute and the first victim of Jack the Ripper. Born in London, dying in 1888, murdered, so...
that's a pretty dark picture, yeah.
Yeah,
Jack the Ripper, they never found that guy, yeah.
No. And they actually believe that, I don't remember how it goes either, because at around the same time, like slightly before or slightly after Jack the Ripper, there was like another prolific serial killer that happened in the States, and some people believe that it's the same guy. Like, so he either started in the States and went and became Jack the Ripper, or he started as Jack and went did something. But that's a theory,
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, because they can never find him because probably he left, and then he started doing the same shit, in another country that wasn't familiar with his tactics, so he could get away with it again.
Yeah, and they always target like vulnerable people or like no English prostitute. Like, of course, they're gonna target a prostitute or something like a homeless person.
Yeah, they're easy to get.
Right.
And then see here, we have Albert Sabin in 1906. Actual name is Abram Saperstein. Was a Polish U.S. physician who invented the oral polio vaccine. Born in Bialystok, Russian Empire, dying in 1993. So like a pill,
Wow.
like a oral polio vaccine, a pill, something you take. So that's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, that's a big moment though.
Yeah. Oh, you get a good one.
Oh, okay. 1910, Mother Teresa, Agnes Gangsa Bohaju, Albanian-born Indian nun and founder of Missionaries of Charity, Nobel Peace Prize of 1979, born in Skopje, Ottoman Empire, died in 1997.
Wow.
She lived a long time.
She was born in the Ottoman Empire. Well, I'll be damned. Like.
Yeah, I never knew that.
I did not know that. That's pretty crazy. You know, think about it. The Ottoman Empire existed, and she was just a child when it fell. You know, or at least a teenager. Yeah, well, it fell in 1918 or something like. You know, at the end of the First World War, and got separated. You know, the main body of it is today Turkey. You know,
Huh.
so she was only like 8 years old when it all went down. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Can you imagine being born and like when you're 4 years old, World War I starts, and it's happening around you, and like you're 8 years old, so half of your life is just war. Like,
Yeah.
as a kid, wow. No wonder she was such a peace advocate, dude.
Makes sense.
Yeah, she's seen that shit. Like, as a kid, that stuff burns in your head. You know, just blood, bodies, and gore. You know, bombings, death.
That it does.
War is hell. You know, and And that saying exists not just to be edgy, but because it really is, dude. Like,
It's a famous saying, yeah.
yeah. Let's see here. It's still your turn, so you get another one here.
1921, Ben Bradley, American editor, journalist, executive for the Washington Post, born in Boston, Massachusetts. He died in 2014.
He's born in Boston. He needs to have some coffee.
So he did everything with writing and stuff and
Yeah.
journalism. Yeah.
Journalist, yeah. The Washington
Editor,
Post.
journalist. Yep.
We have Geraldine Ferraro, born on this date in 1935. She was a U.S. politician, U.S. representative from New York, Democratic Party, serving from 1979 through 85, and the first female vice president nominee in 1984, born in Newburgh, New York, dying in 2011. So just 11 years ago. Huh.
Yep.
First female vice presidential nominee. That's pretty cool. We have George Paulo Lemann, 1939, Swiss-Brazilian investor, born in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Oh, investor and beer mogul. Huh. Sounds like the type of guy, I can talk with.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
He's got some stories to tell.
I bet. You get an interesting one here.
Okay, we have 1957. Rick Hansen, Canadian wheelchair athlete for the Paralympic gold in 1980 in the 2x1984, born in Port Alberni, British Columbia.
Huh. That's cool.
Wheelchair athlete. That is good.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yep.
Imagine having that title, a Paralympian.
Dude, I wonder, if he's, gotten multiple, actually, no, he's not a basketball, so, but I was thinking about, the wheelchair basketball,
Yeah, I've seen that.
I'm wondering, if anybody's, done multiple shots, in a game, it's wow, he's on a roll! Oh, man!
Yeah. Good one.
Man, the athletes may be sitting down, but everybody's giving a standing ovation. Oh my god. Stop me. Just 1971. Stop me. Before I get shot.
It's like they're having a tough game. They just couldn't stand up for themselves.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I had to add one in there, but alright. 1971, Talia Sodi. Mexican actress and singer known as the Queen of Latin Pop, born in Mexico City, Mexico.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know how good she is or not, but she was born today, or...
Well, 1980, we have Macaulay Culkin. We all know that guy. A U.S. actor, Home Alone, My Girl, Richie Rich, born in New York City, New York. I'm pretty sure he was in, a couple other movies that I remember.
Yeah, like that brother, where he's that, evil brother movie. Forget that one. That
Evil
was crazy.
Brother?
Yeah, if you look it up.
My Girl?
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
I don't know. The Good Son. Oh, here's that.
That's it. That's
Okay.
it. Yep. That's a wild movie. That movie is it's pretty dark.
It looks like he's in Party Monster 2003. He looks a little older there, but he was also in The Page Master. That was a good movie, 1994. And he was in a lot of movies.
Yeah, he was trying to make a comeback after those Home Alone movies, I think, just to have a new role. Like, actors try to show their level of talent and not be known by one thing, their whole career.
Like, Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, people see him as, like, oh my god, it's Luke Skywalker. What is he doing, in modern-day New York City? Like, I don't know. Yeah. Then 2002, we have Lil Ticka, Tyler Justin Anthony Sharp, a U.S. rapper, Ransom, born in Queens, New York. Okay.
Yes.
Moving on into deaths. Starting us off in 1278, we have Otto Carr II, King of Bohemia, from 1253 to 78, died in battle. How about that? A king who fights and dies along the people he rules over. What a concept, right?
Yep.
If you're going to be a leader, lead from the front. So, then scrolling up.
Was that 1278? Did you read the first one, or?
I did, 1278. That was what I was just talking about. He died in battle.
So yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, that's noble.
Yes. Actually, we reported on the last king to die in battle like a couple of weeks ago. I think it was on the weekend. I think Dad was present. Not sure. Anyway, doing one hell of a time jump from 1278 to 1910. So, we have William James died on this date. He was a U.S. psychologist and philosopher. Pragmatism. Died at the age of 68. What is pragmatism?
So I know what pragmatic means, and that's like detail orientated, without like imagination. It's more like details to the point. That's what pragmatic means. I don't know if it's related, but maybe we could look it up.
Well, the first definition here is a pragmatic attitude or policy. So you hit the nail on the head with that. And in philosophy, it's an approach that addresses the truth of meaning of theories or beliefs in terms of the success of their practical application. So, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I like using that word.
Pragmatic. Endoscopic. Anyway, your turn, 1937.
So in 37,
yep.
Andrew Mellon, American banker for Mellon Bank industrialist and Secretary of the Treasury from 1921 to 1932, dies at 82.
Huh. Cool. Well, not cool. He's a banker. Bankers suck. Boo! Money. Oh, man. Lindbergh. I have a thing or two to say about this guy when you're done reading about him.
Alright, so 1974, Charles Lindbergh, American aviator who was first to fly solo across the Atlantic, dies of lymphoma at 72.
Did you know he was a Nazi?
I didn't.
Yeah, like he's actually the father of the Lindbergh baby. You've heard about that, the kid who got kidnapped and killed and all that stuff, which is a tragedy. But that's probably happened because of his association with the Nazis. Like he actually flew into Nazi Germany and agreed with Hitler in a lot of things that he said about the Jews. Like, and he was like, I think he actually at one point like audibly approved of the Holocaust or something. Like this guy was bad. So
did people not know? Did people not know about that till later? Or?
Well, they did at the time, but it was all about starstruck because he was an amazing aviator. He was a national hero, but he had this dark side to him that nobody wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
So it kind of just got suppressed, and because it was a shock to me. A couple of times, because it wasn't just like what we do. We research things this was back when Soen was doing the show regularly, and so we looked into things here and there. But this guy was a straight up Nazi. So
wow.
And I'm not using it in the way that today's people throw that word around. I'm talking he was literally not a good guy.
In the movie.
Yeah.
Part of the regime. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have Neil Simon, 2018, a U.S. playwright and author. The Odd Couple died at 91. I heard about
The Odd Couple.
Yeah.
The Odd Couple's good, yeah.
Yeah. And that concludes the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. What you're watching, if you're watching live, this is my personal YouTube channel, but our group, the Omni Coalition, we have our own YouTube, we have a BitChute, we have a Rumble, and I'm thinking about, I've been toying with the idea of making my Discord server live and changing its name. I don't know. We shall see. Only the future can tell. Anyway, for all of you and all of us, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific time.
1 p.m. Eastern time.
And for your Dose of Past Events Daily, I am A.O. Xander.
And I am Scott.
Yep, great Scott. Not just...
AKA 1.21 gigawatts.
1.21 gigawatts! 1.21 gigawatts! What's a gigawatt? Anyway, until you catch us tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Until then, toodles! Let's go, Brandon.